This is the entire Weller lineup, and we're gonna rank them. I thought it would be more fun if we blinded these because I have my obvious biases, and I've got some help here today. Jill, the proof queen herself, is gonna help me pick these because we never agree on anything. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna have different favorites, or at least we normally do. So we've got the entire lineup here, as I said. We've got single barrel at 97 proof, CYPB here that checks in at 95 proof.
That's weak sauce.
You don't think that one's gonna hold up at 95 proof?
That's weak sauce.
Weller full proof at 114, which I
Ah,
think is
now
gonna
we're
be Jill's favorite. I think
talking.
that's gonna be the one that Jill picks, but we'll see.
Now we're talking.
She tends to skew toward the higher proof stuff. And then we've got Weller 12 all the way down at 90 proof. One of the only two here that have a screw top, maybe gives you an idea of what they think of Weller 12. My favorite, Weller Antique 107, 107 proof. And then our big boy here, Weller Special Reserve, which is also a 90 proof sipper and the most easily and readily available of this lineup. Antique 107 to me is the second easiest, and then probably 12 full proof, maybe opposite. I do tend to come across an awful lot of full proofs, and these two guys right here are nearly impossible to obtain. So does rarity and value, because these have the highest secondary value, does that make the best whiskey? Not necessarily. So we've had these blinded. We're gonna pour them. We're gonna go through them one way, try each one, come back through them the second way. As we're coming back through the second direction, we're then going to rank them, and then we'll reveal which one was which at the end. Although they may edit this to where you know as we're going through it. Who knows what the editors are gonna do? They're always doing all sorts of crazy things.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
All right, so we've got all of these poured now, and we're just gonna start with A, work our way through, give our notes and our thoughts on it. And obviously all of these being Weller, they're gonna be similar. Some of them are a little older than others. Some of them are obviously higher proof. All of these are fairly new bottles. We had a bottle of full proof open on the bar, but it was a store pick, and I didn't want that to skew the result. So we opened the last bottle of Weller full proof I have. I know, don't pour it in a lawnmower. I don't need to hear it. I wished I had that bottle back because that was if it had started, it'd have been worth it. But not starting, need that bottle back. So I've got a little water here. We're gonna be all professional with the palate cleansing, although I don't know how professional I'm gonna be. So let's start with A.
Are we just smelling?
Nah, let's just go ahead. I mean, you sniff and
taste.
Yeah, I may try to guess them as I go through, but I'm probably gonna be wrong here. Now, this is my first pours of the day, so I didn't have any sort of palate warm up. That one feels like it's got some proof to it. You feeling a little proof on that one?
Yes.
Fantastic whiskey.
Oh, that is really good. That gives me all the feels.
All the feels?
Like it's good. No, it's really good. Like all the caramel. I love the caramel, the sweet.
A lot of the things you get from Weller, I describe it as like a floral, fruity note. Like it's really kind of a sweet, fruity, floral. But
that is really good.
I mean, it's hard to beat a Weller. It was some of my favorites. That one to me is more tame and subtle and muted.
Yes, but
got
still
a
good.
More oakiness. I'm thinking, I don't want. Should I guess?
Don't because you mess with my brain when you do that.
Okay. What are you thinking between A and B so far?
I'm thinking A is definitely higher proof.
Yes.
And it has a lot more intensity. But B is more like pleasant and like consistent and like smooth.
So you think B is more pleasant than A?
No, I didn't say more pleasant than A, but it's like softer.
It is softer.
Softer.
A little more kind of a dry oakiness on it. I would say that one's definitely got a little more age than A. Oh, you're back on B.
It's just an easy sipper. Like you could sip that one.
The proof queen says it's an easy sipper. Coy Hill's an easy sipper to you.
No, it's not. It's a delicious sipper.
Okay.
But it ain't
This is where
easy.
it starts getting interesting here because this one is.
Ooh, it's got a really pleasant smell. You don't think so?
No, it does. They're all Wellers. They all got pleasant smells. Every one of if I pick up one of these and it doesn't have a pleasant smell, I'm gonna think Will's been here messing with one of them.
Weak sauce.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That one's a little more kind of muted and subtle.
Yeah, there's nothing special about that one. There's nothing that says I'm here to make a statement.
That is the most basic one of the ones we've had thus far.
Yeah, that's basic.
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 Now, I've been on several different diets over the last few years, and some with success, although obviously not sustained. And what I really need to do is what a lot of y'all have recommended. Just keep it simple. Count calories. All the things that go into counting calories is a lot of freaking work. After talking to the folks at HelloFresh after our last sponsorship, they were like, have you tried our Service Factor? Now, these are chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals that are ready in under 2 minutes. The calories are already counted up, and they even have calorie smart options that are under 550 calories. So really, all the work's already done for me. Now, I've tried the frozen, pre-packaged meals before, and they're always mediocre at best, and you get tired of them really fast. But this is not that. Factor meals are always fresh, never frozen. They have 34 different options to choose from, so you're always going to be able to find something that suits your taste. Now, I'm not lying when I say this is the easiest thing I've ever done. You literally just pop that sleeve off, poke a few holes in it, toss it into our dirty microwave for 2 minutes, and when it comes out, that thing's going to be piping hot and ready to go. And when it's done, you pull it out of the microwave, pull back the plastic, drop her on a plate. You've got a delicious meal ready in under 2 minutes. If you want to try these for yourself, and I strongly suggest you do, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code Brewzle50 for 50% off your first Factor box. Let's get back to the video.
A is definitely the proof queen so far.
And what makes this stressful is that if we rank Weller Special Reserve ahead of any of these, we gonna get some hate.
Y'all can't hate us. Y'all love us too much to hate us.
Still doesn't spend that much time in our comments.
No, I spend no time in our comments because I don't like the haters. I just like all the people who are sweet and nice. And y'all love us no matter what. A and D are some proofs. I don't know what, but I'm still thinking A's more proof than D, but
I would agree with that.
it's still, this one's got something going on. Whatever poor C is, it's just like, it's not.
I don't think that one's a real high proof.
I didn't think, yeah, maybe not real high, but it's got more than these.
Yes, I would agree. But it seems like a lot more because you're coming off of those lower proof ones, or what seems like lower proof ones. This
It definitely doesn't have as much as the flavors as A.
Okay.
A has that really awesome caramel, like, oh, it's just.
You make me want to drink A again.
A is just exceptional. Whatever A is.
A's the one so far.
So far, yes.
Now we're to E. Oh, and E's getting better. See, that one's nice. It doesn't have the burn of A, but you get a lot of those flavors. So seems like A's got more proof. Could have been just the first pour, but that one's got a lot of nice subtle flavors to it.
E has the flavors without the burn
Yeah,
of A.
there's so much going on in that one.
E is a flavor bomb
Much more interesting.
with no heat. Not no heat, but like very little. You already went to F?
Yeah, I'm ahead of you at this point. I have moved on to F.
You probably already guessed them all in your head, haven't you? I've guessed none
Some
of them in my head, by the way.
I'm not real solid on any of my guesses thus far. I think I've nailed 3 of them, and 3 of them I'm kind of struggling to pinpoint which one's which.
F is like surprising me a little bit.
How's it surprising you?
Honestly, from the smell, wasn't expecting any kind of burn. Got a little bit.
Got a little burn.
So I'm a little confused.
How are you confused?
Because I know that not all of those should have that much burn. Well, okay, so maybe at least
2 of them are over,
for sure.
2 of them are over 100.
Right, so 2 for sure.
Yes.
And that's the 107
And the full
and the full proof.
Yes.
I might could pick those out of this.
Okay, which one do you think is 107? Which one do you think is full proof?
I think A is full proof.
Okay.
I would go right now between D and F for 107, but I'm not sure. So I'd have to go back through.
Yeah, we're gonna go back through. So we're gonna, just let our palate acclimate, drink a little water.
Yes.
And then as we're going back through, we're going to rank them. And if
But
you wanna
rank
take notes or
them, but
whatever-
not like say what we think they
Well, you
are.
can. You say anything you want. You say
Man, I just said,
whatever.
I just said,
guessed.
I
Okay.
thought A was foolproof, and I think either
It's-
D or F
It's
is
fun
107.
to me to try to guess what they are.
Yeah.
Even right or wrong doesn't matter. I try not to let my thoughts on which one I think they are judge which one I think's best or like have an impact on that. But realistically, there's 2 that I think should be the first 2 listed. There's probably 3 I think should be the first 3. It's cool if I'm wrong with that. Like I'm
Right.
fine with being wrong.
So, but Weller is pretty much all the same.
Yeah, all of these are the same whiskey, right? They're all made by Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
It's all their wheated mash bill. It's pretty much the same whiskey that's in Van Winkle, Pappy stuff. William LaRue Weller.
Okay.
But it's not as old and, refined necessarily as those are.
Gotcha.
Because when it comes to flavors, there's a lot of things that affect the flavors, and part of that is the barrel. They could go, I think they all go in at the same proof, but I don't know, they could go in the barrels at different proofs.
Different proof.
It might be in a different place in the rick house. It might be a slightly different barrel. Maybe the wood seasoned longer. There's a lot of small,
variables.
subtle things they can do to actually come out with a different finished product with the same whiskey going into the barrel.
Okay.
So I don't know. Buffalo Trace is not super transparent on the mash bill or exactly what these are, but they make good whiskey.
So we're just trying to rank these from most favorite to least favorite.
That's it. Best to worst is
Best
all
worst.
we're doing. And there is no worst.
They're all really, they're all
there's
good.
Worst. There's no bad.
Yeah, there's one to me that stands out as
The worst.
the worst of this
Yes.
blind. Yes.
Okay. I concur.
Yes.
I agree.
Maybe not the worst ever, but the worst of this blind. And it's not F, by the way.
It is most definitely not F. F is delicious. What do you think F is?
So if I had, just give me a minute, because I got to go back to D before I can guess what F is,
Okay.
because I'm going between D and F on what it is.
Gotcha.
So
then E. These are splitting hairs. We're starting to split hairs now because they're all hitting me as freaking delicious. That one has so much candy fruit. It is just cherry candy on the palate. It's
it's cherry bomb.
It's got a little bit of proof to it.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm confused because E wasn't a contender before in my thought process, and now going back through, I'm like, but is E?
This is a hard blind because both of those are very similar, obviously, and exceptional, both in their own right. I'm going to keep them in that order. I'm going to take E over F right now. I don't know if I have enough whiskey. I needed a heavier pour to make this. I may have to steal yours to make my decision.
I feel really bad for C because C's not bad. C's not bad at all. They're not in the rankings. They're just. I gotta bring it back because it's not there.
I agree. I'm pretty sure I know what C is.
I would say it's the least proof.
I think it's Special Reserve.
This is
those two are simple. I think
tough
that's
sauce.
Weller 12. I think that's Special Reserve. And this is where it starts to get really difficult because with A,
I'm not gonna look at you while I do this. I'm gonna do this all on my own.
okay, you go for it. No interference.
No interference.
Turn my back too.
Yeah, we're gonna turn our backs to each other.
Go ahead. I'll just wait for you. I'll let you go first.
You let me go first.
You go
because
first.
This is hard. I'm gonna tell you, between these three, difficult.
Okay.
Clear winner.
Yeah, you
clear,
like that Weller foolproof, don't you? I don't know if it's a clear winner to me.
Clear winner. These three are, they're fighting for second.
Yeah, they're very similar.
They are fighting hard for
And
second.
after this many pours, it's starting to get hard to tell the proof on them.
They're fighting hard for second. This blind,
Okay.
incredibly difficult.
Oh yeah, well, not a lot of folks have done this blind, Jill, because right here you're talking about a Weller full proof, which is what, $300-400 on the secondary market. A Weller 12 is $250 last I checked, and I don't keep up with secondary markets. It may be more or less. And then the single barrel, those were $500 to $700. The CYPB are like $700, and then you've got what, the 107, $120, and then the Special Reserve. So I mean, you're talking about $2,000+ to be able to do this blind. If you bought them on secondary, I did not pay secondary for any of these bottles. I've been just fortunate enough to find some of them and have a few folks gift us like the CYPB and stuff. So we've gotten lucky, but this is a really, really hard blind for folks to be able to try. That's why hopefully it's interesting in that I don't think the hardest and most expensive to find ones are going to win this blind. I really don't think they will. I would be shocked. I think they're middle of the pack. Like CYPB is craft your perfect bourbon. It should be the perfect bourbon, but everybody's tastes are different. Jill likes proof. I tend to like a little more proof than CYPB. These three in the middle are really, really
They're
close. And
so tough. So
I'm not sure. I'm trying to decide.
So tough. I'm gonna leave it there for a minute. I'm gonna get my palate cleared.
Well, I'm not sure I'm
Okay.
done. I'm not sure I'm
I was
done.
gonna say we have the same exact order.
not
Oh
sure
my
I'm
god.
done.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
waiting for you to finish.
Hold on, give me a second.
Okay, I don't want to affect your order because I think we're going to possibly do the exact same thing So Jill and I have done 3 blinds in the last 2 weeks, most of them on the live streams. And each time, my number 2 is her first one and vice versa. So we just alternate the top 2, and every time she has just chosen the one with more proof. And I've chosen the one with just high proof, but a little less. And so I think we might be doing the same today, but I may have to steal some of her ED to be able to finish the blind here.
I'm gonna tell you.
What is it?
ED and F are incredibly difficult to judge between.
They're all really good.
So good.
Yeah, and I think ED, like A, E, D, and F are a little higher class than B and C. And I think we're gonna find out. I could be wrong, we'll see in a minute. I think we're gonna find out that B and C are screw tops, and these are corks. Maybe there's a reason they come with screw tops. Oh, look at her getting crazy.
I swear, we're just splitting. We're splitting hairs. Any of these,
them all back up.
they could go any kind of situations. They really could, but I'm gonna leave it here.
I think these are neck and neck. This one is super high proof, and I've been leaning more toward proof lately, but I think you could flip these around. I think you could realistically, you could interchange these two. You could interchange these two, and you could interchange those two. But that is roughly the order of operation. And you just said these are interchangeable.
They're all.
This one's in its own class.
Yeah, this one,
okay.
Clear winner. I could change, obviously, because I did. I literally had these different, and it just hit me different. And the last one's just the one I went with. Honestly, I could do any of these 3 a second.
All right, let's reveal what they are. Let me grab our paper. We've got them over here somewhere. And C, you want to guess what C is?
C is the lowest proof of whatever we got over there, and I don't know what that is.
My guess was Weller Special Reserve.
Okay.
That was the guess. And C is
Special Reserve. Look at there.
1 for 1. B, second to the end. I guess that was the 12-year.
I have no clue.
Definitely some oak, but you get a lot more oakiness on this one, right? So Special Reserve is low proof. You picked that up.
Very
this
low.
one is low proof, but has a lot of oakiness.
Yeah.
And so I lose a lot of the fruitiness. All I get is kind of the
bitter.
Oaky. It's not. I mean, I wouldn't call it bitter.
What's the word then?
It's just oak. I mean, you call it bitter.
Maybe it's bitter, maybe it's oak. I don't know, but it's
Gotta find the
not
not in order here.
Not my fave.
All right, so B, I said was a 12.
We f***ed up.
There's no way.
What is B?
There's no way. There's no way. That is Weller single barrel. Like, did she write this down wrong? Because I'm getting more, and maybe it's because it's single barrel, it's off profile a little bit. But I felt like for sure that was Weller 12. Like, because it's got more oakiness. I get a lot more oakiness. Maybe a little bit of a dry oakiness. Definitely not bitter.
Dry.
But
maybe not bitter, but definitely dry. That is dry.
if E's Special Reserve, I'm quitting. Or not Special Reserve, if it's 12, I give up. I quit. I'm quitting.
Because you got that second. I don't. But I mean, I'm telling you, these are interchangeable.
All right, so I've got F next. You think all these are pretty much interchangeable?
Yeah, but I'm
gonna go with F. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna reveal F
Yeah.
next.
CYPB.
CYP. You're telling me Weller 12 beats? She had to write these down. They had to be. I'm not blaming the help at this point, but I'm very much like in shock because I'm not a huge Weller 12 fan. Now this is a fresh bottle. That might play in its favor. I just opened this bottle literally for this pour, and so we are just getting that first pour off of it. And D had better be Weller 12, or I'm just gonna cut. We're gonna cut the video. We're gonna have to refilm it. It's better be Weller 12.
It doesn't bother me because I'm just picking what I like, and I don't care what the status quo says. I'm just picking what I like.
I just know the comments. That's what I know the comments because Weller 12. I hate on Weller 12 all the time because the bottle we had opened previously was basically Special Reserve material. That's why I thought this was right there with it. Now this CYPB is the one from this past year, 2022, and it just was not special. Now we have another one. I don't know what year they're from.
So this was Reserve.
This was Special Reserve.
And this was CYPB.
Yes, that one was single barrel. I'm sorry. That was single barrel. That was single barrel.
And
F was CYPB.
F? Oh,
Wasn't
okay.
it? Yeah, F was CYPB.
So that was my second favorite?
Yes, which is a good bourbon. That's a
Yeah.
good whiskey.
Okay.
But I can't believe
Oh, this time we really f***ed up.
there's no way. There's no way. There's no way.
You're making me very confused right now. I don't know what's going
This
on.
has a little more proof to it. So D is 107, Weller NT 107, which means I put Weller 12 up there. I put Weller 12 ahead of 107. That's what I just did.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I'm an idiot. That's what it boils down to. Like, don't listen to me. What do I know? E is 12 year, and then A is full proof.
I'm confused, people. I don't know what's going on here.
Okay, so 107 is one of my favorite pours.
I know.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, it's your
Absolutely love
absolute
it.
favorite.
Now, these were the only pours I've had all day today. Full proof really stood out. Like, I picked that one. Special Reserve really stood out. But honestly, my expectations were that Weller 12 would be here. Because the bottle I had opened previously, I did not like at all. Maybe that was a bad bottle.
Right.
Like, I don't. Maybe
This was a
something
new
off
bottle?
on that bottle. This was a brand new bottle. I
That-
just opened it, like literally just opened it for this video. I'm just gonna have to like recant everything I've ever said about Weller 12 apparently. I mean, it's pretty delicious. It does, like, I can't believe I didn't pick up the proof on it though. That's what's throwing me off. I can't believe.
Well,
Where's your
we
E?
did. E, F, and D all had proof.
No, but this is the lowest proof one. This is tied for the lowest proof.
E?
E is the lowest proof one. That is 90 proof.
Really?
Yes, like that's what I'm saying. Something's not right. Now I'm not picking up the bitter oakiness on Weller 12. It's
delicious.
That I got on my previous bottle.
That's delicious.
Normally, like the previous bottle I had a ton of bitter oak on it, and I didn't like it at all. And I tried one other, and it had some, not bitter oak, dry oakiness, excuse me.
Yeah.
This one doesn't have that.
This one's
at all.
delicious.
This one is fantastic.
It's so good.
But I just thought it was a higher proof. Like
Me
I was
too.
picking up more proof on that.
Because I said that I thought that these all had proof.
Yeah, and E is 90
This one
proof.
definitely had proof.
Well, I mean, it was obvious that was the full proof, and thank God I didn't put the 12 above it. Although I did say they were.
You almost did, right? You were interchangeable with those.
And this, ladies and gentlemen,
It's why you do
is
blind.
why you blind things.
Yes.
Because
And also, it just seems like every bottle could be different,
they do vary from time, especially single barrels. They vary.
which is really confusing.
I can't believe the single barrel. You got any B left?
Yeah.
I can't believe the single barrel was that low. That's not wonderful. So this was the big shock. Honestly, like the fact that 12 is not down here was the big shock. But I don't know what to do with this. Like this video may never see the light of day. That may be. I may have to save my reputation. Okay. I have a lot of credibility I've built up over the years from taking other people's tasting notes and blending them up and trying them. Okay?
Yes.
A reputation that has been forged by me wearing all the safety gear to handle ice. A reputation strengthened, credibility just strengthened by pouring
Weller in a lawnmower.
into a lawnmower. By like credibility that I have spent so much time trying to get by calling Scotch an Irish whiskey, and I feel like I have just soiled all of it. Every bit of it.
Ruined.
Soiled.
Ruined.
It is over. My credibility, my reputation.
Ruined.
This whole channel's done. We're done now. It was fun. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all's support. But at this point,
See y'all later.
I'm
We're
done.
going to the beach
I
now.
quit. I just don't.
We're gonna
I don't
go
think
retire.
I don't think I have any choice but to retire.
We have to retire now.
This was a disappointing result.
It's okay. Let's go retire.
I'm gonna take that Weller 12 with me though.
Okay.